Every day, from the moment you wake up, a quiet voice begins to speak inside your head. Sometimes it whispers gently, reminding you of what you need to do. Other times, it criticizes, worries, or doubts. This voice is called self-talk, and whether you realize it or not, it has the power to shape your thoughts, your emotions, and even your future. The way you talk to yourself can lift you up or tear you down. It can help you move closer to your dreams or stop you before you even try. Imagine waking up in the morning and saying to yourself, "I'm so tired. I can't handle this day." Instantly, your energy drops. You start to believe that everything will be hard. Now imagine instead saying, "It's a new day. I can handle whatever comes." The situation hasn't changed, but your mindset has. That's the power of self-talk. Self-talk isn't just random chatter in your mind. It's the way you explain the world to yourself. When things go wrong, do you say, "I'm such a failure"? Or do you say, "I made a mistake, but I can learn from it"? These two sentences lead to two completely different emotions, hopelessness or growth. The difference lies not in what happens, but in how you speak to yourself about it. Psychologists have found that everyone engages in self-talk, even if it's silent. It's your inner narrator guiding you through life. Some of that talk is automatic, like a habit you've built over years. But here's the good news. You can train it. You can choose to make your inner voice your biggest supporter instead of your harshest critic. Think about athletes before a big game. You often see them talking to themselves, repeating short phrases like, "I can do this," or "stay focused." That's not just motivation, it's a mental strategy. Studies show that positive self-talk helps people perform better, stay calmer, and recover faster from mistakes. It works because your brain listens to what you tell it. The more you repeat empowering thoughts, the more your brain starts to believe them.
But self-talk isn't always positive. Many of us grow up surrounded by criticism, sometimes from others, sometimes from ourselves. Maybe you've heard yourself say things like, "I'm not smart enough," "I'll never be fluent," or "I always mess things up." At first, it sounds harmless, but over time, those words become the story you live by. When you keep telling yourself you can't, your brain begins to look for proof that it's true. That's why becoming aware of your self-talk is the first step toward changing your mindset. You don't need to completely silence negative thoughts. That's impossible. Instead, you can learn to question them. When your inner voice says, "You're not good enough," try replying, "Who says so?" Or, "I'm still learning, and that's okay." This small change can completely transform how you feel. It turns self-talk into a conversation, not a judgment. There's a simple exercise that helps. Imagine your best friend came to you feeling the way you do. Would you tell them they're useless? Of course not. You'd encourage them, remind them of their progress, and tell them to keep going. So why not treat yourself with the same kindness? Self-compassion isn't weakness, it's strength. Because when you talk to yourself kindly, you give yourself permission to grow.
Interestingly, self-talk can even influence your body. Research shows that people who use positive and motivational self-talk have lower stress levels, stronger immune systems, and better focus. Your words literally affect your brain chemistry. That means when you say, "I can handle this," you're not just being optimistic. You're helping your body and mind prepare to succeed. One powerful technique is called distance self-talk. Instead of saying, "I can do this," you use your own name. "Maria, you can do this." It sounds simple, but it works. It creates emotional distance between you and your problem, helping you stay calm and see the situation more clearly. Many successful people, athletes, entrepreneurs, speakers, use this method without even realizing it. Of course, changing your inner dialogue takes time. You've been talking to yourself for years in a certain way. You can't change the tone overnight, but you can start small. Begin by noticing the words you use. Are they gentle or harsh? Encouraging or discouraging? Awareness is the first step toward transformation. Here's another helpful trick. Write down your most common negative thoughts and rewrite them as positive ones. For example, I can't speak English well becomes I'm improving my English every day. I always fail becomes sometimes I make mistakes, but I'm learning. These new sentences may feel strange at first, but with repetition, they'll start to feel natural. You can also use self-talk as a tool for focus. When you're studying, try saying, I'm focused, I can understand this. When you're tired, remind yourself, I've done hard things before. I can do this too. It's not about lying to yourself. It's about guiding your mind toward what's possible instead of what's painful.
Let's be honest. Everyone has bad days. There will be times when you feel lost, unmotivated, or frustrated. That's normal. But in those moments, what you say to yourself matters the most. Because when life gets difficult, your inner voice can either be the hand that pulls you up or the one that pushes you down. The most successful people in the world aren't free from doubt. They just know how to manage it. They don't let negative self-talk decide who they are. They listen, they pause, and then they choose a better story. You can do the same. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, I can't, stop and ask, what if I can? The next time you say, I'm not ready, replace it with, I'm learning to be ready. Your words are not just words. They are instructions to your mind. They shape your confidence, your choices, and ultimately, your life. Remember, the way you talk to yourself today becomes the way you see yourself tomorrow. Be careful with your words. Be kind to your mind. Because that voice inside you, it's the most powerful companion you'll ever have. And if you want to practice your English while learning how to master your inner voice, keep listening, keep learning, and keep believing in yourself. The power to grow, to change, and to become your best self is already inside you. You just have to start talking to yourself like someone worth listening to. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe and listen to more English learning stories like this one. Each video helps you practice your listening, improve your vocabulary, and grow your mindset one story at a time. Keep learning, keep believing, and never forget, your words create your world.